You ask your child a simple question. Did you brush your teeth? They look at you and say yes, but the toothbrush is dry. It's not a big lie, not dangerous, not dramatic, just small. And somehow it unsettles you more than the big things would. Why lie about something so tiny? What is happening inside their mind in that moment? You might think it's about honesty, but it's not that simple, and the real reason is quieter than you expect. It usually starts with little things. I didn't spill it. It wasn't me. I finished my homework. You already know the truth, and now you're stuck between correction and confusion. You wonder, are they becoming dishonest? Are they manipulative? Or worse, do they not trust you? But here's what makes it harder. They don't lie like villains. They lie with wide eyes, with nervous shoulders, with a voice that almost hopes you won't look too closely. And when you confront them, sometimes they double down, even when the evidence is obvious. This is the part that feels personal. It starts to affect how you see them and how they see themselves. Because after enough moments like this, a label quietly forms. They're a liar. And labels shape identity, especially in children. But what if this isn't about morality at all? What if this pattern has less to do with honesty and more to do with protection? Let's slow this down. When you ask a question that could reveal a mistake, your child's brain runs a rapid scan. Am I safe? This happens in milliseconds. The amygdala, the brain's alarm system, activates first. It doesn't ask, what is morally correct? It asks, will this hurt? If the brain predicts disapproval, raised voices, or emotional distance, the stress response begins. Cortisol rises, heart rate increases, and the thinking brain, the prefrontal cortex, temporarily goes offline. That's important because the prefrontal cortex is responsible for long-term thinking, moral reasoning, and impulse control. In children, this area is still developing. So in that split second, their brain chooses the fastest escape route. And often, that route is a small lie. Here's a simple mental model. Imagine your child's brain as a house with two floors. Upstairs is logic. Downstairs is survival. When they feel safe, they answer from upstairs. When they feel threatened, even slightly, they run downstairs. And downstairs doesn't care about honesty. It cares about relief. This is why small lies happen so quickly. They are reflexes, not strategies. And here's something even more surprising. Children between ages 4 and 10 are in a developmental stage where imagination and reality overlap. Their brains are highly active in the default mode network, the system responsible for storytelling and internal narratives. So sometimes when they lie, they are not consciously constructing deception, they are constructing a version of events that feels safer, that protects their identity. Because identity at that age is fragile. If they think, I forgot, and they believe forgetting means I'm bad, the brain will protect against that label. So instead of I forgot, it becomes I did it. This isn't about integrity, it's about identity preservation. And that changes how you respond. But knowing why doesn't automatically solve it. So what actually helps? Not punishment. Not lectures, not you better tell the truth, because those activate downstairs again. Instead, here are 5 principles grounded in child psychology. Separate the behavior from the identity. What to do? When you catch the lie, say calmly, the toothbrush is dry. That means it wasn't done. Not, you're lying again. Why it works. Children form self-concepts early. If lying becomes part of their identity, they unconsciously act in alignment with it. Behavioral psychology shows that labeling shapes future behavior. When you correct the action, not the character, you protect their developing self-image. Example: instead of, "Why do you always lie?" try, "It looks like brushing didn't happen yet. Let's do it now." Visual: notebook with one sentence written. Behavior is not identity. Small shift, huge neurological impact. Separate the behavior from the identity. What to do? When you catch the lie, say calmly, "The toothbrush is dry. That means it wasn't done." Not, "You're lying again." Why it works. Children form self-concepts early. If lying becomes part of their identity, they unconsciously act in alignment with it. Behavioral psychology shows that labeling shapes future behavior. When you correct the action, not the character, you protect their developing self-image. Example: instead of, "Why do you always lie?" try, "It looks like brushing didn't happen yet. Let's do it now." Visual: notebook with one sentence written. Behavior is not identity. Small shift, huge neurological impact. 2. Lower the emotional threat level. What to do? Keep your tone neutral when addressing small lies. Slow voice, soft eyes, minimal intensity. Why it works. The amygdala is highly sensitive to tone. Even subtle anger increases stress hormones. A calm tone signals safety. Safety reactivates the prefrontal cortex, and honesty requires the prefrontal cortex. Example: if juice spills and they deny it, instead of immediate frustration, pause. Take one breath, then respond. You are regulating your nervous system, so theirs can regulate too. Co-regulation precedes honesty. 3. Make truth-telling safer than lying. What to do? Explicitly state that mistakes are manageable. Say, "If you forgot, we can fix that." Why it works. From a behavioral perspective, behavior follows reinforcement. If telling the truth consistently leads to connection instead of punishment, the brain rewires. The dopamine reward system begins associating honesty with safety. Example: your child admits they didn't do homework. Instead of escalation, you say, "Thank you for telling me. Let's plan how to finish it." Now the brain logs. Truth equals problem solving, not rejection. That memory matters. 4. Teach emotional language. What to do? Help them name the feeling before correcting the action. "It seems like you were worried I'd be upset." Why it works. Emotional granularity strengthens the prefrontal cortex. When children can label feelings, the amygdala activity decreases. Neuroscience calls this affect labeling. Name it to tame it. Example: they deny breaking something. You say, "Sometimes when we're scared of getting in trouble, we say it wasn't us." Now you've given them a script for next time. Language becomes regulation. 5. Model small honesty yourself. What to do? Admit your own small mistakes out loud. "I forgot to send that email." Why it works. Social learning theory shows children imitate observed behavior more than instructed behavior. If they see you survive small admissions, their brain encodes honesty as survivable. Example: instead of hiding your own errors, Narrate them calmly. You are building a template, and templates become habits. 6. Integration. So, what is the bigger picture? Your child's small lies are not signs of moral collapse. They are signs of a nervous system trying to stay connected. Remember the two-floor house. Upstairs is truth. Downstairs is protection. Your role is not to force them upstairs. It's to make upstairs feel safe enough to return to. When safety increases, honesty follows. Not instantly, not perfectly, but gradually. And over time, the brain learns. Mistakes do not equal rejection. Truth does not equal danger. That is the real lesson. 7. Quiet, empowering close. One day, they will tell you something bigger, something harder, and the way you handle the small lies will determine whether they come to you with the big truths. So when you see the dry toothbrush or hear the quick denial, pause. Look beyond the words. You're not raising a liar. You're raising a nervous system, and nervous systems learn safety slowly. The question isn't, how do I stop the lying? It's softer than that. How do I make honesty feel safe? Stay there long enough, and the answers begin to change on their own.